Unsyndicated presents Off the Air with Sean Baligian.
On the last edition of Off the Air, Blake was without air. So many people were infatuated. This is like a soap opera for I don't know, sports fans. What was the remedy for your dilemma just a few days ago? I've had so many people ask, Blake, I don't even know. I purposely didn't ask me. I need to know.
I'm still getting trolled online about it. I had a guy just randomly reply to our episode yesterday and be like, the leaders and best have AC, Blake. What is this?
All right, whoever that is, dude, tip of the cap for that one.
I don't deserve this. I don't deserve any of this. I put in that night right after we were done, after, of course, I uploaded the podcast to all of the places that you can get podcasts, such as Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you would like to download the podcast. If you could check it out, listen to the audio if you don't have time, if you're in the car, wherever. After I got done taking care of that, I installed one window unit in the bedroom, so we slept comfortably that night.
Oh, see, I like happy endings.
And my wife went and said, I don't want this unit in here, so that's gonna have to change. Because I have one of the big portable units, the nice ones. I got it at Costco last year. Shout out Costco. Love Costco. No free ads, but I'll free ad for Costco anytime. Love Costco. Got one of the big units that cools like half the house. And I put it in the bedroom, and she was like, this is not staying here. Because my problem is, here we go. The problem with the air condition, the window units for me is all my windows on the front of the house are the sliding windows. They're not the up and down windows. So you can't put a regular AC unit in there. You have to put those portable units in those windows so that it is correct. Or I have to put a window unit in the window right next to my bed. And I don't want to hear that all night. So I was like, I'll put the portable unit in the front part of the house. That wasn't satisfactory. So that's going to have to change.
No, I got it. But
we're living. We got it. So this weekend will be full of yard work and Blake installing air conditioning units all around the Majchrzak house.
But no, Blake, that makes me happy. Happy endings are good, right? They are.
They are.
See, they're already jumping in. Blake's got his feet in a cooler with ice in it. See?
I bought a fan for my desk,
and
I have that sitting right here blowing on me right now, and we're in good shape. Things are better, and the house isn't as hot today. It's been cooling off at night, so it's not too bad.
So here's the interesting thing. I want to get to this. Zach said, just going to be brutally honest, the Tigers and Pistons will not be good anytime soon. You're right. So I hate to sound like a broken record with the Tigers, even when they were playing well last month. I mean, there isn't anything there. They don't have any bats. And the worst part is there isn't anything waiting in the wings. There really isn't a lot. Okay. And don't talk to me about any more gosh damn lottery tickets. If I hear one more thing about a lottery ticket, honestly, haven't y'all learned your lesson in the last 7 years? Come on now.
You're going to go full Blake AC mode if you hear one more thing about lottery tickets.
Honestly, though, Blake, pull back on the reins a little bit here, slugger. It's, pump the brakes a little bit on these cute little prospects. We know how well that worked out. Detroit roots, okay? But that's that. Look who just jumped in. Michael Drew, our buddy Botch, who does the Tiger Show with us. We've been trying to tell you, guys, to Zach's point, it's not getting better anytime soon. And they are going to have to sell one of these valuable arms, because the one undeniable thing with very, 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 very rare exceptions is, to get something, you have to give up something. Okay? And some of the trade offers that people throw out there boggle my mind. This goes back to the radio days when I would play a game called You Be the GM. And Blake, I would routinely hang up on people when they made bad offers to me. It's not even worth a counter offer. You're going to insult me, I'm going to hang up on your ass, okay? But honestly, if you're somebody else right now, and you look at the Tiger roster, the 2024 Detroit Tiger roster, who do you like? Pitchers, right? You like pitchers. And which pitchers do you like? They're going to have to give up. I'm not saying Scooble, but they're going to have to give up a nice little cute arm that maybe or maybe he won't, to try to get something in here. Because this is a mess. It's a mess. And the problem is, now you don't even have all those make-believe lottery tickets in Erie and West Michigan and Toledo. And even when going back 5 years ago, you had people like me saying, you know what the cool thing about 2019 is? There's this really cool invention called the internet. And like, you can go look up the numbers of these people, these magic names, and none of these guys were lighting it up. Like, it was mind-boggling to me. Why are you talking about these pieces that aren't lighting it up? But what people like to do is they take that small sample size and they go, well, did you see Blake from 760 WJR Mitch Album Show and Sports Rep? Over the weekend, he went 3 for 6 with 4 RBIs. Well, that's great. My pants are around my ankles. Besides that, the guy can't hit. He's got a .158 batting average. His OPS sucks, and he strikes out all the time. But golly gee, he went 3 for 6 with a few RBI over the weekend. But that's the crap.
Nice save.
Did you see that?
Nice
You thought I was
save.
gonna swear, didn't you? That's the crap that people try to throw at you. It drives me out of my mind.
You're really staying positive about this team, and I really enjoy it. I think that things are really looking up for the Tigers, and Sean is all in. Detroit
I don't
roots.
think right now, okay, I'm not being funny, I don't think anybody has a choice but to be realistic about where this team is. Not just this year, I'm talking beyond. Like, I don't think anybody has a choice right now. Even the most diehard, the guy who's apt to go, I don't listen to him, he's just a hater. Do you know how many times I heard that about the Alavila crap? He's just a hater. Yes, I hate incompetence. Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yep. Yep.
I think our job is to be critical. We're allowed to be critical. That's part of, hosting a podcast or hosting a radio show or whatever you want to do in life. You're allowed to be critical. And if people can't handle people being critical, then you know what? Don't listen.
Well, here's the problem, Blake. You know as well as I do, the line has been moved so many times now. I think one can be critical without getting personal. I really do. I'm a firm believer that one can be critical. Can I give you story time for just a second? This just popped into my head, and I hope that and if you've heard this before, Blake, I apologize, but for other people out there, okay, you probably knew I got after Matt Millen very well, right? And we did the march and all that stuff. We were at one of the drafts, and we had like this freak snowstorm. It was the second day of the draft, back when it was, Saturday, Sunday. And I was out there with Killer, and I'm not joking. There were maybe 3 or 4 guys at the facility that day. So Millen came out and was like chatting with us. And Millen walked up to me. I kid you not. This is a true story. Millen walked up to me and got me like in a play headlock, right? And he was like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, like that. And I go, why? You know, I mean, I knew he was having fun, so it wasn't anything personal. And he looked at me very seriously. I kid you not. And this, I took it as a compliment. He goes, do you know why I hate you? Because I can't hate you, because I've never heard you get personal with me. I've heard you rip me in every way possible, but I've never heard you get personal with me. And I'm like, dude, that's never going to happen. And I'm
Yeah.
serious when I say this. Blake, you probably heard me say this. I like Matt Millen. I do. Matt was a nice guy. I mean, arguably the worst general manager not named Al Avila in the history of sports. But I liked Matt. And so I've kind of, I don't know, I've kind of prided myself on that. You can do what you just said. Both things can be true. You can rip a guy, but you don't have to get personal about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's a difference between being a hater and being critical.
Yep.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, you can toe the line too, but you're critical, and then there's nothing wrong with that. And nothing will ever change if no one's critical.
I think you mispronounced the word correct. It sounded a lot like,
you brought up the march, and I was going to bring up a joke, and I didn't. I kept it inside. So, and then you do that. So I got it. Okay.
Like Gordy said, it's like the Higginson years all over again, but now we have a Ferris wheel. Hooray! Kids can run the bases for free on Sundays. That's great.
Oh, and I see the billboard every Friday. We get to see those wonderful Motor City, whatever the hell they're called, uniforms.
I know.
That suck so bad.
Zach said, no excuse the past 5 years. That first inning opening home run could be game over. Rizzo said, I'm furious with the Tigers and the Langdon hire. More on that in a second. The Pistons won't matter until he fires Weaver. Also, the guy on 97.1 said, trade Scooble for more lottery tickets. Which guy said that? Do you mind me asking? Why the hell?
Wait, you mean you're not tuned in all day, every day?
Why the hell? What? I'm going to keep calling.
Just do it. Do it.
No,
do it.
Hey, dumbass. Didn't you pay attention to the last 12 years? Forget that. 12 years. Haven't you paid attention the last 17 years? Just do a little homework. Not a lot. Do a little homework. Look at those Dombrowski trades, okay? The trades where everybody booed. How can we let go of Humberto Sanchez? Surely he's going to be a star. Jacob Turner's going to win 17 Cy Youngs. Which, I mean, honest to God, how many lottery tickets did we give up that turned into absolute dog barf? Like, wake up, man. You have a proven commodity right here. You have a real life lottery ticket. A real life lottery ticket. And you want to give up your real life lottery ticket for unknowns. Like, you should resign today. Don't say dumb things like that, man. Sorry.
No, I'm happy you got that off your chest. Do you feel better?
No, I don't. I feel worse. You know why? Because they walk amongst us, Blake. They walk amongst us.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
Hey, deep breaths. Remember the breathing exercises we went over?
It's like,
okay.
Rizzo said that's true, Sean, but it starts with a proven player, not one of these lottery tickets. Exactly. Rizzo said Valeni. I didn't know if I could say his name. I respect Mike. I do. Mike knows his crap. That's a horrible take. Sorry. And I'm sure somebody will go run and tell him I said that. I'll tell him, Mike, if you see this, that's a horrible take. You've been here during this regime, okay? You've been here in the time frame that I'm talking. We can't trade Humberto Sanchez. We can't trade Casper Wells. We can't trade Jacob Turner. We can't trade Rob Brantley, who was part one of the 71 catchers of the future discussions. Okay, come on, man. This is a guy who is arguably one of the best pitchers in baseball today. I would trade everything else in this wretched franchise, because it pains me to say it as a guy who had season tickets for 13 years. It pains me to say it, but facts are mean. Going back to my old show, this is a wretched franchise right now. And that is not a personal attack. It is a factual statement.
And thank you for listening.
You have anything to add? I'm ready.
No, because I mean, we've talked, I can't even watch the damn team. So because their TV contract is a joke too. So.
The whole
and well, no one's watching them right now. You're listening to the game on a cell phone.
I'm sorry. Help me understand that. And again, I didn't hear the segment. I'm taking Rizzo at his word. I have no reason not to believe him. But you have a proven commodity here, and you want to go get more prospects. Remember when people argued that the Tigers won the Verlander trade for years? Remember when people argued that we fleeced the Chicago Cubs? Remember that? Like, wait.
I mean,
what am I missing?
You have a young arm that you can try to build something around. Not that I have any faith that anything will be built around, but it's just, I don't know. I don't get it, man.
Okay, if we're to take it to its logical conclusion, though, while I'm not saying he has a point, the overall point is, going back to what I said earlier, if I'm the opposition, you're the Tigers, Blake, and I'm your Cubbies, okay? I'm scouring the Detroit Tigers roster right now, and how many pieces am I looking at going, ooh, that would help us put us over the top. Ooh, that would help us win our division. That would help us get a wild card. But really, I'm not being funny. There's Skubal and I'm not being, that's the worst part right here. I'm not being funny. Could you say I'll take a chance on Manning? I'm not going to give up a lot for him. Could you say I'll take a chance on Mize? Again, I'm not going to give up a lot for him. So if you're a fan of another team, like, who are you looking at going, that guy? That's the guy for my team. That's going to put us over the top. All right. Yeah, Candy, when he arrived, was the next big thing. Rizzo said it was raid the Orioles or Yankees farm systems and possibly get the Yankees center fielder Dominguez, who was also like a lottery ticket. How many of them have worked out? Honestly.
And do you even trust the evaluation of the guys in the front office to pick the right lottery ticket?
100%. Why would I? Because again, look at the pieces that we gave up. How many pieces do we actually sit back and have buyer's remorse on? Like Botch brought one up. Isaac Paredes, for a guy that can't play because he gets sad sometimes. That was a lottery ticket we had that we didn't know how good he was, and he turned into a pretty darn good player. But for every guy that you can say we gave up, I'm telling you, I could name 3 that we gave up that turned into absolute bums. Bums. Hey, guys, let's not forget. I think Cameron Maben does a fantastic job with the broadcasts. I do, okay? Cameron Maben was that guy too. Remember when they got rid of Cameron Maben? Cameron Maben, when they brought him up in 2007, can't miss. Oh, this kid, 6 tools. As Mike said, Skubal or Olsen are chips. That's it. Flaherty will be gone by July 15th. Absolutely. You're taking into consideration that Jack Flaherty, in his 1-year contract, he was going to serve this purpose. No doubt about it. Flaherty's gone. We all know that, right? You got to know that. But I listen, I'm talking about this we're doing it the right way, and Al's so good at scouting, and wait till you see all these lottery tickets. Which one of these bums is going to bring anything of consequence in other than Skubal? Maybe Olsen. Point by botch. Maybe Olsen. I didn't want to be in a bad mood tonight. I was happy that Blake got a resolution with his air conditioning. I just can't. You're in this town. You've been following this team for how many years now? Okay. We've seen both ends of it. We saw the former general manager, Dave Dombrowski, absolutely fleece teams by giving up these can't miss coo prospects. Okay. Which again, you tell me how many you wish you had a mulligan for. You wish you had a do-over. Then the flip side of that is we had the smartest guy in the room, the guy that really knew the important thing for a baseball team is to have the good, deep farm system. Go pick out every single coo he could. How many of those guys have worked out here?
Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Okay? It's going to be all right. Hey, just remember, you want me can I cheer you up?
Sure.
The Lions are a competent organization.
I know they are, isn't it? It's such a...
And that's coming from me. So, you're welcome. So
good
just
news is we got Kenta for another year, though. That's great news, right? Got another year of Kenta. I didn't want to go down this road. I didn't.
I know you. We talked about what we were going to talk about, and this. How is this my fault? I don't even watch the damn team.
It's just like my family. I blame all the bad things on my family. So I'll think of something. Don't you worry about that.
Okay, but all right, let's loop this into something we said we were going to talk about.
Okay.
Who gets relevant first? The Detroit Tigers or the Detroit Pistons?
So listen to me. Help me figure this out. I did a little research on Trajan Langdon. Okay. Mm-hmm. Am I missing something? It almost seems to me that people are excited by this because it's a change. Is that fair? Not because they're getting a guy that has a stellar record and he has proven winners up and down the board. Like, people are excited about this because it's not the same old. Well, I hate to sound like the stick in the mud again. Remember all the spontaneous parties in 2021 when the Pistons won the lottery draft? And people had to put their little videos up. Remember that whole...
there was people that were saying that was a top 5 sports moment in Detroit history.
It is.
I'm not joking.
What's Jonah Hill? I mean, literally half this town turned into Jonah Hill. You know that stupid gif of Jonah Hill? Mm-hmm. And I remember, like, literally, I was working at Woodward at the time, and I said, okay, I know what you guys are going to say. I know I'm going to be accused of being a stick in the mud and a contrarian. Can we wait and see how good Cade Cunningham is? Because I'm sorry, I'm a firm believer. If you get a number 1 pick, that guy has to be a franchise player. He's got to be a stud. And with a franchise that at the time with the Pistons was so devoid of talent, anything short of him being a true number 1 wasn't going to help this team. 3 years later, what's up? Seriously, what's up? Cade Cunningham's a fine player. I'm not dogging the guy at all. He's a fine player. But guys, this is exactly like what happened. Blake, I used to use this term all the time before Troy Weaver came in. And by the way, let me say, okay, I thought Troy Weaver was the answer. I did. Openly admit I was wrong. And you know what I learned from that experience? I thought that Troy Weaver was the answer because he was doing it differently than the previous regime did. And so that's why I'm applying it here. To all the people that have dropped their pants around their ankles about Trajan Langdon, based on what? Based on what? I think what it comes down to, Blake, is it's not Troy Weaver.
Yeah.
Because it can't be based on his resume. There's nothing there.
What have the New Orleans Pelicans done in recent memory that gets you excited about this? Drafted a guy that can't eat or can't stop eating and can't play because of it?
I don't. Sean's insanity just requires a little push.
Well, he played at Duke.
Yeah.
So he learned
smart, right?
He learned under Coach K's tutelage.
Yeah, he's got it. He's got to be smart. So since he went,
do you know how much I hate Coach K? By the way, just on a random tangent.
I think there's a lot of that going around, right?
I can't stand him.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around. Cade is not feeling it in Detroit. I love his game, but he doesn't feel long for Detroit. We shall see. He is a fine basketball player. Okay. But I'm not joking. You could go like find some of these clips. I mean, for people that are infatuated with it, I got killed for that. I didn't say it was a bad pick. I didn't say that he was going to be a failure. I said, pardon me if I don't wait and see if this guy is a true franchise changer. He's not. Sorry. The team's worse off 3 years later than they were when they picked him.
It does. I mean, the kid plays hard.
He's a good player.
He clearly cares.
Like seriously.
I know. I'm not besmirching what you said. I'm just saying, like, I think that there's a lot of other issues around that franchise.
Oh, sure.
And
sure.
If Cade had any pieces around him, they would probably be a decent team.
So I went on this rant last night on What the Puck, and I think this rant applies here as well. I think that our society is so infatuated with next, it's gross. Really, I do. They're so infatuated with next. And part of the problem with next, I mean, this goes back to what we were talking about with the Tigers, okay? You know, you have these people out there that, he went 3 for 4 last night. Look out. You know, forget it. Don't use your homework and Google is your friend. Type in his name and you can see what dog crap he's been, okay? But here's the issue, especially with high draft picks, okay? Everybody loves to use the term transcendent talent or the other variation of that, generational player. Okay? Just by the mere definition of those terms, that would suggest not every year you're going to have a generational player, right? That transcendent player. Sometimes you get a really good player at one, right? And I think we've seen that a lot in hockey. You know, and that's how I brought it up last night, Blake, if you remember with What the Puck. Connor Bedard from the Chicago Blackhawks is a generational player. I firmly believe that. Mark these words. We'll revisit it 3 years from now. I think that kid is all that. Connor McDavid, clearly generational type player, okay? There aren't that many others. You know, the Habs took a kid number 1 overall. I like the kid a lot. I do. But to me, a generational talent is a guy that makes everybody else around him better. Okay? Slavkovsky got better when they put him on the top line with Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki. I'm glad his game went like that. I feel a hell of a lot better about him than I did a year ago. But shouldn't it be the other way around? You know, when you're that transcendent, you know, generational talent, you should be the guy making things better. And again, that's not I'm not hammering Cade Cunningham. I think he's a good player. I'm not hammering Slafkovsky. I think he's a good player. Lafreniere with the Rangers. He's all right.
Yeah.
Not every guy is going to be that generational player. It just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, we're guilty of it too. Like how excited were we over the NFL draft? Like everyone does it. It's not,
For me though, it's more fits. If this guy fits in, then that makes sense to me. Does that, like, I'm more of a fit guy.
It's also, we're talking about with football. I feel like that logic works more because there's 11 players on a team, and it's more of a, like, in basketball you can win with one great player.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been proven. And in hockey, obviously you have to have more pieces than just one, but having that one great player does really change your team a lot.
Remember when I said we were gonna have a quick show tonight? Boy, was I
Yeah, you haven't even talked about any of our friends yet, and we're already a half hour in.
Let me get this. If you put Cade on a team with shooters, he would be an all-star. Bill said we'll trade Cade for Wemby straight up right now in my dreams. Indiana has more natural talent than Boston, but Boston plays a better team game. Tony said bad owner, bad GM, bad coach, bad player development. Save big money at Bedard's. Absolutely you can. Nick said we all can't be Joey Harrington. Sometimes you miss. Like there have been guys that, like, I've missed on that I thought, I think football's different too when you're talking about 21, 22, 23-year-old guys. With some of these other sports, when you're talking about 17, 18, 19-year-old guys, it's much less of a sure thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's much less of a sure thing. Joey Harrington is a guy, to Nick's point, it wasn't going to work. It just, people didn't want to believe it. I think people so desperately wanted to believe that this was the franchise quarterback that we had been longing for. And I think people would probably admit it now that, when I did my job and said, he ain't the answer, it was easier to get mad at that guy. It was easier to say, you ran him out of town by calling him Joey Blue Skies. It's easier, make the bad guy the idiot on the radio or television, because surely it can't ever be the player. But that's, but sometimes, then there are guys that, you look at, and I'll use Jared Goff, and Jared Goff was a beaten man. He looked like a broken man. I thought he was done. Give him some support, give him some weapons, and he's turned into a pretty darn good quarterback. And I don't think a lot of us saw that coming, Blake.
Yeah.
Ray said, remember when Darnold was supposed to be the star of the NFL draft? Damn Monday night game.
Okay, but that's the Jets.
It's the Jets. Yeah. Can I tell you about all about catering? I want to talk to you about all about catering. I've used them for events. I'm telling you, if you have a big event coming up, graduation, wedding, bridal shower, corporate event, anything you need catering, from 25 to 4,000 people, all about catering will take care of you. Customer service and satisfaction is their number one goal. I think their number one achievement is great food. I'm kind of a food connoisseur, so I think their number one achievement is great food. Don't sweat your next big event. Just go to allaboutcateringllc.com today to see their menus and their 5-star reviews, or call 586-731-1398 to get your event started. Really and truly, they did a tremendous job with my son's graduation party. We had about, I think the final tally was 15,322 people over that day. I think 16,322. So yeah, it was pretty. Reggie Bush. There's another one. Tim, you nailed it. I mean, Blake, you were probably
Reggie Bush. No.
People pontificated about Reggie Bush. I told you, Sean Salisbury said he's going to change the game of the NFL.
But the Reggie Bush thing also is like different than these other cases we're talking about, because the Saints were a competent organization. So that one, like, it was the
He
player.
was a good player. He
Yeah.
was a good player. He had he had his moments. He wasn't breathtaking or anything like that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
He had a good year in Detroit.
He did.
People forget it.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Can I talk about your air for a second though? I want to think happy thoughts. I'm just glad. I just want to say
We're
publicly
going
after
back to this.
no after all my anger, I just want to say I'm happy for my friend Blake that there's a resolution. Is that cool?
Yeah. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
I did.
I'm happy. I'm happy we've gotten things worked out, and it's going to be even better over the weekend. And I'm going to have a wonderful summer in this home.
Ray said NHL is the hardest championship to win for a reason. The best player doesn't always win. Guys like McDavid would have won 2 or 3 cups already and not be in year 9 still looking for his first final appearance. So that's a great point. No doubt about that. I think they're going to get smoked by Dallas. Like as soon as we're done, I said Dallas in 5. No offense. I know my buddy Botch is a big Oiler fan too. I think they're going to get smoked by Dallas. I like Dallas a lot in this series, but
so can I just play devil's advocate to that?
Go ahead.
Like, let's just say McDavid and Draisaitl play the best series of their career. You still think Dallas?
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I don't think that Edmonton can shut her down against the heavy and deeper Dallas Stars like they did against Vancouver. Like it was Operation Shut Her Down for vast periods of that series against Vancouver. And I don't think they can do that to Dallas over the course of a series. I just don't. I really don't. Sorry, Mike.
Mean.
I don't.
You are being very negative tonight. I don't know what got into you.
I'm not being. That's why I'm saying I'm happy. Darren and I are happy that there was a resolution with your air. Okay.
Yes.
Jeez, oh Pete.
You people forget you also hate Dylan Larkin.
We're gonna do that again.
I haven't brought that bit up in a while.
We're gonna do that again.
Yeah.
Jason said more smoke, Shauner's brisket or the Oilers. The brisket, because not to be confused with DeBrisket. Yeah, because I like when I did the big one, that was like I had to do that for like 23 hours.
What it's a holiday weekend, man. You probably got so many grill plans.
You know what's funny?
What's funny?
I don't.
What?
And
why not?
Mom wins, dude. Let me explain that to you in just a second. But before I explain that to you, you are such a radio pro now, Blake. You don't even know. Can I tell you about our friends from the Wealth Advantage Group, the Handsome Brothers? You know, see the guy on the right? He's an Oiler fan too. And if you're ready to take charge of your financial future, look no further than the Wealth Advantage Group, located in historic downtown Northville and owned by 2 brothers, the Handsome Brothers right there, with 20 years of industry experience. They understand that your financial goals are as unique as you are. That's why they offer personalized, expert guidance to help you navigate the complexities of financial planning. Now, whether you're saving for retirement, getting ready to sell your company, or already in retirement, they can help guide you through every step of your financial journey. They work with clients throughout all stages of life and have clients in over 20 different states. The investment world is a complex one. If you are ready to start taking your finances more seriously, it's time to work with a couple of experts who also happen to be 2 handsome brothers who also happen to be great at what they do, who also happen to be friends of mine. Give them a call. Reach out to the Wealth Advantage Group at 248-773-8574 or view their website at www.thewealthadv.com. All right. So, Blake, here's the thing. I am doing a little barbecuing this week.
Oh, of course.
But not a lot. You know what? Last night I think I had 80 wings and a couple racks of ribs.
You have a freaking hockey team over?
Well, you saw the 4 guys sitting on my couch. I'm going to do a couple racks of ribs. So the way things go, and you've known me for a while, we host every holiday. We do.
Mhm.
We host every holiday. And I love doing it. Like I really do. I have no problem doing it. It's fun for me, okay? So we were talking with my mom yesterday, and my mom was like, "Okay, seriously? For once, like let me do something." And I said, "Mom, I don't think you understand. I like to do it." No, no, no. You're always doing it. You're serving people. No, 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 no. I'm like, Mom, it's not real difficult to put like 5 racks of ribs on a smoker and do some burgers and sausages. It's not a big deal. But you know how it is. Mom.
What mom says goes.
That's it. That's exactly it. Mom put her foot down and she said, "No, just one holiday. Let me just do it over my house." So that's the way it goes. So it's going to be a little weird because like she's not wrong. Because we've worked together, and people have probably seen the pictures like all over social media. I do Thanksgiving, the Cajun turkey. Now my kids are infatuated with the Cajun turkey, and that's all they want. I do Christmas Eve. We usually do something New Year's Eve. Remember what happened last year? I told you that story. My rat daughter. Remember that? Remember that little story? Wasn't that fun? Dad, can I have a few people over? Define a few, Blake. Can you define a few? How many is a few? What would you, if somebody said,
Well, was it a kickback or was it a party?
she said, Dad, can I have a few friends over? So
I would
how many
say
friends is that?
6 at the most.
I said 5 to 8. 8
Okay.
at tops, right? Do you remember how many people came over?
No, I don't, honestly.
31.
That's a party. That is a full-blown party.
And then it was, I told you can't get mad. I told you I was having friends over. And
Yeah,
Chris and I are sitting
friends,
there going,
not the whole damn
real?
graduating class.
Is this real? And then remember I smashed my foot in the door? I had to run out and try to get more food and everything. And in my hurried rush, I smashed my foot in the door.
Brett said in the chat, 31 is a family reunion.
Right. Thank you, Brett.
That's such a good line.
You know what? I'm going to see if I can find a picture of those rats sitting in the. You know what? I know I have a picture on my phone of like all of them in the kitchen. I took one in the kitchen, and I'm like literally sitting there going, "Is this real? Look at all these kids in my house." Yes,
Sean, you have a lovely home, and it
I
can
can't show it to you.
accommodate. It can accommodate all the people.
You know they are great kids, though. All jokes aside, they were great kids. Other than what did they do? They broke the chair. There was a broken chair. Was there
You
anything
charged
else?
that kid though, right?
I did catch one little rat trying to drink too. I did just one. There was one little rat. I'm not going to mention his name and throw him under the bus, but I was like, dude, you can't do that here. Sorry. That's
No
I
shot.
know I'm the cool dad, but I got to draw the line there, pal. But other than that, they were all right, right?
You
They
went.
were all-
You went back to your roots. Went bar bouncer.
yeah, I should have picked him up and just tossed him out. To be honest with you. Eric RC, do you know how people care about you? Here you thought that people were being mean to you other day. Look at all the people that care about your health and well-being. Did you see what Eric said?
Yep.
Do you want to answer what Eric said?
Yep. We're all good.
Isn't that nice?
We're all good.
See? People like
We're
you.
living.
Blake.
We're living the dream.
Do you know how nice that is? You're the liked one. I'm the mean hater, and I don't get it because I'm not a mean hater.
Oh, shut up. You hate Dylan Larkin. That's a factual statement. You're setting me up for these things.
I know I am. All right. What do you think about these Stanley Cup series? Do they do anything for you? I think both series are kind of meh. I got to be honest with you. I think Florida's going to pound the Rangers. I thought it before last night. Rangers look dead. I don't think there's enough sandpaper. Panarin barks like a dog half the game. I'm serious. To all the people out there that think Rangers are prohibitive favorite, I think Florida, what you saw last night, I think is going to be the tempo of the series. I really do.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm going to watch because I like sports way more than movies.
Yeah.
So I need something to watch at night. So I'll have them on. But I agree. I think we're all waiting for the finals and to see what the matchup is. And I mean, you have it pretty much made up in your head that it's going to be Florida, Dallas, which I think will be a great series. But like I said, I mean, I'm selfishly, I am rooting for Edmonton because I root for greatness, and I want McDavid to get over that hump. So
I think Florida's going to lose in the finals 2 years in a row, and that kind of makes me sad because I really like the way they play. I like that team. I do. I like that team. I think they're going to lose. I think Dallas right now is just kind of at a different level than
I'm going to be
everyone.
honest. I'm actually really excited to watch the West in the NBA.
Are you?
Yeah.
That jumps out to you?
Yeah.
Tell me all about it when you're watching it.
I didn't watch game 1, so
Can you send me like detailed notes and everything? Because
yeah, I got you. No, I just Anthony Edwards is awesome to watch, and like the way that Luka and Kyrie have been playing, I just think that series is going to go long.
yeah,
And I think Boston in the East is going to roll through Indy.
yeah.
So
Boston's a team to beat. I mean, to make no mistake about it. And heck, they had quite the battle. I mean, right? They did. They had quite the battle. Let's tell you about our friends from Legacy. Now they're coming over for a barbecue next week, as a matter of fact, like a real barbecue too. Yeah,
nice.
that's
I didn't
right.
catch that invite. Weird.
Nick is mean. I'm rooting for the Habs. Did you know thousands of Metro Detroiters have already called Legacy Partners to get help with their home and auto insurance? Our friends at Legacy Partners are one of Southeast Michigan's top independent insurance agents. They provide a full service, one stop solution for all of your insurance needs, personal and business, large and small. Do what some of our viewers have already done. Reach out to these guys, get their quote. They'll put the money where their mouth is, and then in turn put some money in your pocket. Legacy has helped our listeners by fixing mistakes other agents have made, asking the right questions to get the right coverage put in place to properly protect you. And yeah, did I mention help saving you money? That's what they do. Chances are, if you haven't checked your policies in the last year, you're paying too much and you could be underinsured. Enter our friends at Legacy Partners. What are you waiting for? Give them a chance to help with your home, your cars, life insurance, Medicare enrollment, business insurance needs. Here's the number 586-209-4106 or visit legacypartnersins.com to get started with your new quotes. It's that simple. You'd be helping us out. Most importantly, you'd be helping you out.
Can I hijack the show?
You can do that anytime.
Okay. I just got a alert on my phone. NCAA and conferences sign off on $2.8 billion antitrust settlement. And basically it paves the way for schools to start paying players.
Jeez, oh Pete.
We need you have a Rolodex still probably somewhere in that house of yours. Can you find someone to explain this to us like we're idiots? Because I don't fully, and I don't know, maybe you can. I don't fully understand all of it. So I just would like someone to explain to me what all of this means. Because I know it's a huge deal, but I want to know how huge of a deal it is. So maybe we can.
Yeah, maybe we'll, in the summertime, let's do that. It's such a racket. Gosh, it's such a racket. No, Nick, I get what you're saying. Nick said not mean. I love the Hab fan bit. Thank you very much.
Wait, that's a bit?
Well, I didn't do it.
Okay.
Settlement goes back to 2016 players. The NCAA got away with so much for so many years. It really is amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It is just amazing. Look at my buddy Fleet, Diet Mountain Dew, best stuff ever. Oh, we need them as a sponsor. You have no idea. I pound these things. It's like,
yeah,
really
I
drink.
I somewhat like get it, but I don't fully understand the
No,
ramifications.
let's do that.
And
I know we're taking a few days off. And you know what? I'll try to work on somebody next week.
Okay.
I'll get like a smart guy on. Somebody said, what kind of music do you like, Blake?
This is gonna be a shocker.
Are you eclectic? Are you one of those eclectic guys?
No, I listen to podcasts. If I'm in the car, I'm listening to a podcast.
All right, so
music wise, I listen like mainly right now it's country. Like I'm a huge Morgan Wallen, Luke Combs, all the like mainstream stuff.
No, I
but
get it.
nothing crazy.
I am I'm very eclectic. There are some days I can listen to Beethoven. Just like put on the whole ninth and just in that chill mood, and I'll just listen to the whole ninth. And and when it builds to the crescendo, the whole ode to joy, like if that doesn't lift your spirit, you don't have a spirit, right?
I really missed out on saying AC/DC, by the way. I should have said, I really like AC/DC. Missed opportunity for me.
You know, I'm probably going to piss somebody off by saying this, but I don't care. My friends and I have been talking about this for a long time. AC/DC hasn't made anything really good in like over 30 years. And if we're being really honest, they haven't made anything great in over 40 years. I mean, really going to back in black. I mean that in all sincerity. And I like AC/DC. I was a Bon Scott guy, even though I don't, remember them when their original lead singer who died. But AC/DC, like I got the air conditioner Dan Campbell. It's really weird for a band that's been around so long and has like this reputation. I mean, if we're being honest, like honestly, like you have to go back to Back in Black in 1980, where you can say, all right, this is kick butt stuff. Shoot to Thrill, You Shook Me All Night Long, Back in Black. Thunderstruck is okay. But more often than not, they've had like crap music.
What like modern artists do you like? Like, is there one guy that you're or gal or band or whatever that you're like, oh, I like this stuff?
The Van Fleet stuff is okay. What Greta Van Fleet? What is that?
Okay,
The Frankenmuth band, like that. Some of the stuff that they do is okay. Some of the stuff that they do is
but
okay.
you're more just like listening to like classic rock, or
For the most part. I go through phases with country as well. But I'm eclectic. I'm eclectic.
yeah,
I told you I had this like I've had you get older, you don't give a shit any crap anymore. Um,
jar.
there were songs that like you would, oh, I don't like that song when I was when I was a kid and stuff, that now it's, what do I care? And I'll admit to like liking songs like that, but no,
Yeah,
I'm like eclectic. My
I
kids
went.
my kids listen to all my music. They'd be the first ones to tell you. They listen to like all my music. It's like, oh, what are you listening to? Oh, I got the Beatles on today. Oh, cool. What are you listening to? Oh, Dad, I've been on this ELO kick lately. Okay, cool. Things like
I,
that.
I went through a thing a few years ago where I was super into the Eagles, like
Yeah,
just randomly. I was like,
yeah.
this is great. So
Well, I get it.
no,
Uh,
I get where you're coming from.
90s grunge, that was great. Soundgarden and Pearl Jam and, obviously Nirvana. Temple of the Dog, gosh, what might have been if they could have done, more things together. I do love Gordo. I love Gordo. I'm not even going to lie. Gordon Lightfoot is awesome. I don't care what anybody says. You can all make fun of me. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say she'd have made Whitefish Bay if she put 15 more miles behind her. How do you not get fired up when you hear the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald? Right? That's a great tune. Don't tell me you don't know that song, Blake.
I I know it, but it doesn't do anything for me. I'm sorry. It doesn't.
Do you know your buddy and my buddy, my broadcast partner on Wayne State? Every time that we go up to Michigan Tech, we will put as many lines of that song into the broadcast as we possibly can.
That's the least, like, the fact that Brady does that is the least surprising thing you've ever told me.
I cannot tell you like, and the best part is like immediately after a game a couple of years ago, the athletic director called, he called me, which he never does. And I saw the phone ring and I thought to myself, oh, today's the day. What took him so long to fire me? And he goes, I just want you to know that's one of the funniest gosh damn things I've ever heard. He goes, that was awesome how you did that. And I was like, oh, thanks. every time we could just slip like a lyric to that song in, it was, fellas, it's been good to know you. We did it like just in every possible way we could send that in. It was great.
It's fantastic.
I can see it in your eyes and feel it in the way you kiss my lips. Don't even get me started on Gordon Lightfoot, because we'd be here for the next hour.
Yeah, and you have hockey to watch.
I do. I got it. Can I tell you about Lindsay before we get out of here? Are you
Yep,
familiar
next-
with? Are you familiar with Lindsay?
Yeah.
Well, when it comes time to selling your house, buy, sell, whatever, you need to contact the right agent. Do you want me to show you the right agent? There she is, Lindsay Broadwell. Your house is probably the biggest investment you'll ever make, and that's why you need a pro. Lindsay grew up on the main streets of Northville, and she has expanded her team all over Southeast Michigan. She's an expert in all facets of business, and when it's time to move, our friend Lindsay and her team will make sure you get the most out of your house and that everything goes smoothly when finding your new home. Buyer, seller, first-time buyer, doesn't matter. Make sure you contact Lindsay at BroadwellHomes.com. She will help you with everything from start to close. Licensed realtor at Real Broker LLC. Start your search today at BroadwellHomes.com. All right. Anything else before we get out of here? So we're going to take a few days off. You guys take a few days off too. Seriously. Like,
We'll go back and listen to the podcasts or check
enjoy
out.
your family. Yeah, that'd be great.
Can you
if
finish? Can I finish my spiel? Jesus.
turn my mic off.
You know, I co-host this show with you. It's not your. I know my name's not on the thing, but I'm allowed to talk too. That's why you have me here. Jesus. So, you know, if you're missing us over the next few days, you can always go back and listen to our past episodes on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. And also, you know, you can check out our YouTube channel. I've been putting out some shorts on there, and we would love for you to subscribe. Our subscribers have been growing, but they're not quite where we are yet, where we would like them to be yet. So if everyone can, I'm getting roasted in the chat. I deserve that 100%. You're a sidekick, Blake. Jesus, you just wait.
Angry elf. I love the angry elf line. That's just. Can't you see Buddy the elf holding his arms out?
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. Anything
didn't
else?
even get to
before
talk
we get
about
out of here?
Antonio Brown's broke ass.
Oh, go ahead. No, do it. Do it.
He's broke. It's just crazy.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I'm sorry. I know in these times I'm supposed to understand and empathize and all of that stupid crap. I'm sorry. I don't get it. See, there's another one. Did Blake get an AC back?
Blake, you are no Mike.
Johnny Finn popping in. No, Blake, I'm sorry. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. I know that guys are handing out money and buying, you know, babies' mama's houses and buying mama's houses. And I don't understand. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't. I'm sorry. I empathize with anybody who's going through financial difficulty, okay? Like, really, I do. I don't want you to think that I'm heartless. But at the same time, how the hell does that happen when you made like $80 million?
He owes $3 million to 8 different creditors. He's been on a hell of a run, though. I mean, like, all the stuff on Twitter and everything.
Some
And
of
then
that stuff
that
is
video. Remember the video last year of him, like, in the pool, butt naked? Like,
Ray, watch ESPN 30 for 30 broke. It's crazy how many of these guys go broke soon after they retire. I did watch it, and I don't get it. I don't I don't know. Maybe I was brought up with just even a semblance of money management. You know what I mean? I mean, and trust me, I made some mistakes along the way. All right.
Yeah.
But how does that happen? I'm sorry. It's fascinating to me.
It's sad though too, because like that dude's brain clearly is broken.
Oh, there's no question. There's no
Vontaze
question.
Perfect broke that dude.
Yeah. There's no question about it. I think people forget how absolutely, positively, no doubt about it, number one wide receiver he was. Because you and I had this conversation last year, right? And I wasn't going to argue with you. I don't even know if you remember, Blake. We talked about it on the eve of the football season. I think Lomas asked us, who's the best wide receiver in football? And at almost the exact same moment, you said Jamar Chase and I said Justin Jefferson. Like it almost, and like when you said it, I said, all right, I'm not going to argue with you too much. I mean, you kind of said the same thing. All right, I'm not going to argue with you too much. AB was the best wide receiver in football. He had that title holding the belt for quite some time. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
So, all right.
It's crazy.
Can I go watch hockey?
Of course. Sean, you can,
when are you going on the boat? You're going like boating or something, right?
Yeah, I'm going to try and hit the lake either Saturday or Sunday.
Good. Drink
some alcohol. Get sunburnt. Monday night when we come back, I will probably be sunburnt.
Shauna, was one of your past questionable financial decisions buying a house without AC? Eric said, go Lions. And go Lions to you. No, I absolutely no. Air conditioning's a must in my house. An absolute must. Sorry. Go Lions. All right. Anything else?
Oh, that's it. I'm sick of getting roasted by the chat. We can go now.
No, seriously. You and your wife have a great Memorial Day weekend.
You as well. You have a fantastic time at your mother's house. Enjoy your weekend.
Well, I got my card games first. You know, I have my 48 hours of cards. So all the rest of you guys, seriously, thanks for being here. Thanks for having fun with us. I hope it's fun. We're having fun.
Yes.
Blake's a great guy. I think y'all know.
I can take it all. You can throw all the heat my way. I'm fine.
We wouldn't mess with each other if he wasn't my friend. So let's get, I want to make that clear. But seriously, enjoy your weekend. Don't forget why we have this weekend as well. As somebody who had, many relatives in the service, tip of the cap. That's why we do this weekend, but we will reconvene. Blake, you cool with Monday night?
I'll be here.
All right, cool. See you guys. Bye-bye. God bless y'all.
Off the Air with Sean Baligian, featuring Sean Baligian and Blake Majchrzak. Produced by Todd Losey and Blake Majchrzak. Executive produced by Sean Baligian and Todd Losey. Theme song, incidental music, and related sound effects are from Play It Loud by Jam Studio. Engineering, mixing, and graphic design support provided by the Unsyndicated podcast team. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Off the Air with Sean Baligian on all your favorite channels. While you're there, be sure to rate and review the podcast. Got something to say to Sean? Call the Unsyndicated hotline at 248-237-3257.